we have already studied about inverse variation. What exactly is inverse variation? Well, when two values are related to each other such that if one value increases, the other decreases, and if the other increases, the first value decreases, then we call it inverse variation. And how do we define it? If two quantities are linked in such a way that an increase in one causes a corresponding decrease in the other and vice versa, then such a variation is called an inverse variation. Now, we have a condition here. If two cows can graze a field in 12 days, 4 cows will graze the same field in 6 days, and 8 cows will graze the same field in 3 days. Now, if this information is represented in the form of a table, what do we get? We get that when there are just 2 cows, number of days to graze is 12. If there are 4, then number of days decreases to 6. If there are 6 cows, then in 4 days they will graze the entire field, and so on. So what do we see? We see a relationship where as one quantity increases, the other decreases. So what do we see here? We see inverse variation. Now let's notice a very important thing here. That is, in each of the cases, A into B is always 24. So 2 into 12 is 24, 6 into 4 is 24, 12 into 2 again is 24, 8 into 3 is also 24. So every value here will give you the same answer, that is A into B is always 24 in each of the cases. And this is a very important property of inverse variation. So if two values are showing inverse variation, then the value of A into B will always be constant. So if two quantities A and B are in inverse variation, then the product A into B is always constant. This constant is called constant of variation. Now we have a more appropriate definition for inverse variation. What is that? If two quantities A and B vary with each other in such a way that the product A into B remains constant and is positive, then we say A and B vary inversely as each other, or A varies inversely as B and B varies inversely as A. So we can use any of these terms to define this particular relationship. So now we have this condition here. We have two quantities A and B. So we have values A1, B1, A2, B2. Now if A and B vary inversely as each other, then we can say that A1 into B1 will be constant. Let's assume it to be K. Then we can say that A2 and B2 will also be equal to K, constant of variation. Now from 1 and 2, what do we get? A1 into B1 is equal to A2 into B2. Now by cross multiplication we can say that A1 by A2 is equal to B2 by B1, and if we write it in the form of ratio, we can say that A1 is to A2 is equal to B2 is to B1. So this is the main difference between inverse and direct variation. So in the case of direct variation, A1 is to A2 is equal to B1 is to B2, but in the case of inverse, this value changes, that is inverse of the original value. So A1 is to A2 is equal to B2 is to B1. So what is the rule of inverse variation? The rule is, if two quantities A and B vary inversely as each other, then the ratio of any two values of A is equal to inverse ratio of the corresponding values of B. So we can say that A1 is to A2 is equal to B2 is to B1. So now on the basis of this information, can you solve this particular question? In which of the following tables A and B exhibit inverse variation? 1, 2 or 3? Which option do you think is the right option? Well, we need to calculate first. So what is the rule? Rule is A1 is to A2 is equal to B2 is to B1. So let's see which of these show that relationship. So in this case, what do we have? We have A1 as 3, A2 as 5, and B1 as 28 and B2 as 20. Now we know that if they show inverse variation, then A1 is to A2 will be equal to B2 is to B1. So A1 is to A2, that is 3 by 5 should be equal to 20 by 28, that is B2 is to B1, 20 by 28. Now if we simplify this, what do we get? Well, 4 into 5 is 20 and 4 into 7 is 28. So we get 5 by 7, but 3 by 5 is definitely not equal to 5 by 7. So this cannot be an inverse variation. What about this one? A1 is to A2, 4 by 7 should be equal to B2 is to B1, 3 by 6, which is nothing but 1 by 2. But 4 by 7 is definitely not equal to 1 by 2. So even this is incorrect. What about this? Well, 2 is to 16 is equal to 5 is to 40. B2 is to B1. So 5 by 40. Now 2 by 16 is what? 1 by 8, and 5 by 40 is also 1 by 8. So this is the correct answer. Now we can verify this answer too. So let's see if it holds true for the other values also. So if we take these values, then what do we get? Well, this by this should be equal to this by this. So 16 by 4 should be equal to 20 by 5. Well, 4 into 4 is 16, 5 into 4 is 20. So definitely it holds true for even these values. In fact, if these both are showing inverse variation, for any value it will have the same answer. Now can we complete the following table? So we have this particular table where A and B are showing inverse variation. So we know that in the case of inverse variation, the product of A into B is always constant, right? So in this case, we know we have both A and B values for this column. So 8 into 3, which is 24. Now this will be constant for every value of A and B. So let's consider this as X and this as Y. So X into 6 will also be equal to 24, right? So we can say that X is equal to 24 by 6, which is 4. Now for the value of Y, again we can say that Y into 2 is equal to 24, which means that Y is equal to 24 by 2, which is 12. So the value of Y is 12. So this is how we can solve inverse variation questions. So here we get X as 4 and Y as 12. Now let's see some common situations where you will see inverse variation. So in the case of number of men hired for a job and time taken to complete the job. So if you increase the number of men, then definitely the time taken to complete the job will decrease. So they will show inverse variation. Now, number of people and time taken to consume a fixed amount of food. Even in this case, you will see that they show inverse variation. So if the number of people increases, then definitely they will consume the same amount of food in decreased time. So number of people increases, time decreases. Speed and time when distance is constant. So whenever distance is constant, you will see that speed and time will show inverse variation. That is, if the speed increases, time taken to cover the distance will decrease. And number of items and price per item if total amount is fixed. So if the total amount is fixed, in that case, number of items and price per item will show inverse variation. That is, if you have more number of items for the same total amount, then definitely price per item has decreased. So this is how you can identify inverse variation in different situations.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. You can also register for free at deltastep.com to get all learning resources as per ICSE, CBSE, IB, Cambridge or any other curriculum. Over 5,000 amazing lectures across maths, science, English and social science. Our unique interactive video technology keeps you engaged, and our iDictionary feature allows you to quickly revise any concept. Master each topic at your own pace with our adaptive practice technology and 1 million plus questions. Get instant answers and detailed solutions. Be exam ready by taking unlimited mock tests, performance analysis along with actionable feedback, personal tutors to resolve your slightest of doubts. That's not all. You also get amazing prizes like PlayStations, iPads, watches, and many more, along with certificates through our Earn As You Learn program. So at deltastep.com, learning is not just fun and easy, it's rewarding too. So register for free now.